In this video, we're going to discuss a question that has been brought up by a lot of my subscribers. Uh, are the tariffs going to affect prices of ammunition and also reloading components? Good question. Now that we've seen it, let's look at the current situation with ammo and reloading components. There is a glut of certain calibers, not all, okay? And prices have come down on like 9mm, 5.56, 12 gauge shotgun shells for home defense, most of your defensive rounds. Actually, I have a friend that says somebody was thinking of buying a 380, and he goes, why do that when you can buy a compact 9mm? The ammunition is cheaper than buying 380 ammo, okay, and so on and so forth. But prices on certain calibers have come down to a point that I don't think they can go any lower, okay? Now, reloading components, we're kind of still in a crisis. U.S. made primers have come down about $80 a thousand. You can snag some foreign made ones on a sale and whatever, and you can get some of those for back at the old price about 4 cents or 5 cents a primer. Okay, but a lot of these brands that nobody knows of, aren't as popular. Henceforth, that's why they're selling for such a low price. Powder, I've made the thing on gunpowder. Gunpowder is outrageous no matter where it's made. Made in the U.S., imported. There's several types of powder that are imported. All the reloaders that I think Alliance sells, those are made outside the U.S. IMR powder is one of my favorite. That's all made in Canada, and right now there's a lot of tension between the United States and Canada with everything, trade, politics, the whole 9 yards. With the mill surplus stuff, newly manufactured ammo, most of your 7.62 by, 25, the Tokarev cartridges, most of those are all made in Europe. A lot of the 7.62 by 39 is made outside the country, the vast majority of it. A lot of 9mm, when you go to an online wholesaler, you're seeing a lot of that stuff made from other countries. Now, another thing that really makes it confusing, if you look at a box of, say, 9mm shells, and someone will say, this ammunition was assembled in the United States of America, but may contain foreign-made components, be it primers, anything with a steel case. I don't believe there's any companies in the U.S. that manufacture steel-cased ammunition, or the cases for ammunition. So that's probably manufactured, primed somewhere, brought into the factory to speed up the process and make a more cost-effective round. Okay, so this tariff and the question of it really throws a monkey wrench into all of it, all production, more or less. And a lot of people have been asking me, hey, should I stock up? Should I get it now before there's an increase? Well, components are still high. Okay, I've recently bought some PPU, some bullets. This here is for the Argentine 311 bullets, diameter bullets. And, like I said, they make a lot of mill surplus caliber brass, like this 7.5 French, which to me it's easier just to buy brand new brass for this, the 7.7 Jap or the 303 British, and reload it, buy it right off the shelf. Now, granted, the prices have increased, like say in the past 4 years. The prices for the components have gone up. okay? Where with shipping and sales tax, that brass cost me about 95 cents a piece, when it kind of 5 years ago with the same rigmarole cost me about 75 cents a piece, each case. So that's normal. That's just a normal increase. Every year production costs more, and these are just average increases. So with the current political situation, the Trump administration is coming, and it's the sweeping thing, hundreds of, executive orders, and of course the tariffs. Now, the confusing part is the way they report this. Is it certain countries or every country on the planet? Okay, see, there's no, I don't have access, or I haven't dug into it deep enough to see what's going on or how he intends to put tariffs in what amounts. Put it that way. I'm not quite sure how he decides this or how this all works, or is it every country on the face of the earth? I don't know. So there's a lot of confusion here. And of course, the way this has been playing out, it was supposed to be done April 2nd. Then he stopped it for a week. Then he was going to immediately put tariffs on certain countries. And then, like a day before this was supposed to be enacted, this country calls him up and says, hey, let's negotiate. And everything's put on hold. So there is no clear idea what's going on. Okay, a lot of the panic buying has stopped. I believe ammunition sales are very stagnant. Okay, they've been given rebates. I got rebates last year for Winchester ammo. They've had sales. The prices have dropped down. All the online retailers are whining. They're only making 5% profit margins on this. And in reality, what it is there's a slump in the market. I mean, with the past few years and the panic buying, okay, the panic's gone for basically everyone was in fear of their life, with rioting and everything else, to where you couldn't find a gun in a gun shop anywhere in this country. So we're in a point here where, like I said, in certain calibers, I think I got 3 cases of 9mm ammo sitting here in front of me. There is a slump. There is an excess. They're not selling. They're not moving. Not only ammo, but firearms. A lot of the guns I review, they're firearms that they're selling heavily discounted because the demand has really tapered off an awful lot. Okay, especially after Trump has come into office. So, this is the situation. It's funny. There's a slump, there's an excess, there's plenty of ammo around, and the price is pretty reasonable. Now, certain people selling ammo probably ain't making a lot of money. So then everyone goes, well, and I said, I didn't realize that, like where PPU is in Serbia, I didn't realize Serbia was one of the countries. Okay, mostly all of Europe, and and I guess in the Asian realm there, Korea and everything, I guess they want to put tariffs on them too, or how it works out. But I don't have that information. So everybody's nervous, and then during the chat, somebody sent me a copy of an email. I probably got the thing. But this is from one of the online ammo sellers, and there's been a debate that this could be them just trying to spread fear and panic. And it's not true. I don't know how much of this is true, but I'll tell you what they are saying is happening here. All right, basically what this company's saying is it names the different calibers, and it explains that they only make so much profit But once they sell their product to get it back, they're trying to tell you that these tariffs are in place, like they were last week or something. They started, and he starts giving you the percentages, okay? And basically, if it's a small tariff like 10% net or 20%, it's going to add to a case of 9mm another $40, okay? To where if you're buying something more expensive, like a case of rifle ammo, it's close to $500, say 4.5 or something like that. It's going to add another $100 to 1,000, and 9mm rounds about $50. Okay, and it starts out with the countries, and it tells you a lot of the 9mm Makarov, the Russian Nagant round, 8mm Mauser, 8x56R, 7.5x55. All of these are generally made, the reasonably priced ammo, outside of the United States. So he gives the examples. PMC from South Korea was hit with a 25% tariff. Okay, and that's going to make, like he says here, 1,000 rounds of 5.56 go up by $100, and 1,000 rounds of 9 go up by 50. Okay, and it says PPU was hit with even a larger one, 37% tariff. It is a key supplier of a lot of stuff. He said if the tariff holds, will force them out of business, and you would see this manufacturer totally exit the U.S. market in 6 months. I don't know how true that is. Okay. Ingman in Bosnia, a key supplier of 7.62 by 39, was hit with a 36% tariff. Okay, which 1,000 rounds of 7.62 by 39 will increase that tariff by $180 to the price of a case of their ammo, what it is now. Okay, then the Czech Republic was hit with 20, and basically drives all their 9mm ammo up $40 per 1,000, because they've been a major player. A lot of their stuff is out there. They sell a lot of that. And then MagTech in Brazil was hit with the smallest tariff of 10%, but substantial to drive the prices up on a case by $20. Okay, so that's what he's talking about is going to happen. And of course, he explains that this isn't instant. In other words, whatever material he has on hand, he's going to adjust the prices in a method or way of looking at it. So in other words, if a case of ammo from this brand is going to go up $100, he may add $50 to what he has now to make enough money and enough profit to where when he goes and buys to replace the item, he explains how he's going to do this. It may be a mild half increase, partial increase, no increase at all. Okay, and several people have told me when we were discussing this during the chat that this company, they have a reputation for, driving panic and fear. Okay, I kind of haven't heard it from anywhere else, and I really don't know if the tariffs are in place or not, or what amounts. I don't know where he's getting the source of the amounts from, but who knows, okay? Personally, I can't make head or tail out of it. I don't know if the tariffs are in place, not in place. There's a lot of other things that this administration said they're going to be doing, which I don't see any kind of progress. It may take time, okay? Or I don't know how much of a lag there will be from when these tariffs are placed, and you know how it's all going to work or how it's going to affect the end cost. But from what they're saying, it's giving you an idea per case of ammo how much it's going to go up. Okay, at least they're kind of giving you a warning. So that's about the extent of it. And then, like he worded in there, if the tariffs stick, you know, they could just be done, and if the country agrees to something that Trump's trying to pressure them into doing and they do it, he may lower them or remove them altogether. I don't know. So it's a tough call. Personally, I wouldn't go crazy and go buying a ton of stuff. If you can afford to, think about what you want to shoot. Like me, I wanted to shoot the 7.5 French, and I want to shoot the Argentine caliber rifles. So that's why I went and purchased the components and some powder, hopefully, to get a decent load out. And yes, it was costly, but at least I'll be able to have something to work with and make some content and go ahead and shoot them. So it's probably the best advice. Something that you're really short on, okay, something odd or whatever. And powder's kind of a, if you see it, get it kind of thing, because some powders are non-existent, can't be found. Or look for alternatives and start loading. But that's a topic for another video. Alright guys, hit the like button, subscribe, and stay tuned.